I see you, and how are you? I am doing amazing, and I hope that you are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. I am based in Copenhagen. Copenhagen has been my home for the past 23 years, and I have made it a place that I now, love and enjoy. But it has not been easy, So, how is it for someone like me, black, brown, like me, to be a wellness coach, teaching yoga, teaching dance, running in a predominantly white country? What are some of the challenges that I experience as a black wellness coach? And how have I, tackled some of, or how am I tackling, how have I in the past, but how am I tackling some of those challenges? How do I navigate and move through all these challenges as a black wellness coach? And, so I think that's actually the question. You might be in the same situation as me, where you are, really trying to break through as a wellness coach, where you are beginning to make money and you are getting opportunities that are paying, but it could be that it's still, a challenge. And this is where I am now. I would say I'm in the middle. I am just, not completely in the beginning, but I'm in the middle. And what I mean by this is, when I certified as a yoga teacher, I just did my own thing. No one was offering me anything. No one was suggesting anything. But sometimes it requires another black person to, send the staircase, extend it to the person who's at the bottom of the staircase, for them, to rise. And the change happened when a beautiful young woman who was working at Soho House Copenhagen at some point actually invited me to be featured as one of the yoga teachers. When Soho Copenhagen House opened, I actually was the first yoga teacher who came and taught movement, and this could have not been possible. This is a space where it would not been possible for me to even get in. And I can't afford the membership, so just getting in and being offered a teaching experience, and paid, mind you, paid, not for free, was impossible. So sometimes having people that are there to open, opportunities, allow other people who are like us, brown and black, to, have access to these spaces, whether it's, inviting someone to run, inviting someone to a yoga studio where you practice, and, it's creating opportunities and possibilities of, us being able to access these places. So this is one of my first experiences where I've really felt that it really changed how things are. And of course, what happens is, if you teach in such a very beautiful place that is known and very popular, you take images and you start sharing, and people start noticing. And this was the beginning where I felt like things were opening up. And another experience is, I was teaching a yoga class offered by a former friend at that point. She had a cafe, and she offered to, me to teach my yoga classes. And I would move furniture around, tables, to create it into a yoga studio, and move it back again after that. But I'm grateful for that opportunity, because it meant that there were people who would come and attend my class. And in the beginning, I was attracting black people, I don't know why, but black and brown people. And this one other person came to my yoga class, Maria, and I think she just loved the whole experience, and she loved the way I taught, that at some point she came back again, and she even bought a yoga mat that I was selling. And again, when people extend, opportunities to others who are seeking to make a breakthrough. She came and we got in touch, and she asked me about my Kemetic yoga teaching experience, and I shared. And all of a sudden she invited me to, to cover for her for yoga classes at this hospital, 2 hospitals. And that's the first time where I found myself as a black person in front of a white audience. that I know would have been difficult for me to get just walking from the street and someone saying, hey, here's a teaching job. So knowing that the people who can make it possible for you to get these opportunities is impossible. It's possible. It's important. Excuse me. It's important, but it can seem impossible, you know? So the reason I say I'm in the middle of it now, you know, I feel like I'm on another level in the middle, not in the middle, just, you know, just above the beginning, is that I feel that things are happening now. You know, people are beginning to realize and acknowledge me as, you know, a wellness coach in the Black, you know, as a Black woman who teaches, and I can teach in all kinds of spaces, Black, white, brown, it really doesn't matter, because of my skills. But what I realize is that if this is a place where you, you know, this is not possible for you, so how do you get started? You have this dream of, you know, making wellness accessible because you know the benefits of how wellness has changed your life. And this is my story. It begins with me, how I have experienced practicing wellness and well-being and how it has transformed my life, that I realize I need to share this. I really need to share the things and the tools that I've used, because I know there are other young men and young women who are navigating through this life and are seeking guidance. And if my story can be inspirational or my tools can inspire someone, then it's my obligation to share the knowledge, just like it's my obligation to open doors when I'm in a place where I'm able to, I'm thriving, that I have to remember to invite others to come in. So one of the things that I would suggest that you know, this is a tip that you can start somewhere, is connecting to other people. Do you want to run? Figure out who, you know, who's doing what in your Instagram, in your community. You know, can you, you know, ask them, can I join you for one of your runs? Would you be able to run with me? I'm slow, I'm new at running. Is it possible that we can just, you know, run, but in a slower tempo? And that connection can lead to many experiences. Is it skating? You know, someone sees you skating on Instagram and that person wants to come and join in. You allow them and say, yeah, join me. And that can become a movement on its own. And that can be a place where you are and others can come to access wellness. And it really doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You know, I remember I've been working on making sure that if I didn't see anything, I needed to create it for myself. And one of the philosophies that I go by, in singular, that I go by is inspired by Toni Morrison. She says, if there's a book that you would love to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you have to be the one to write it. Which to me translate as, if you really are seeking a space, inspiration and all that, sitting and not doing anything is not going to do anything for you. It's not going to change your situation. It will lead to resentment, frustration, demotivation, and, you know, all the negative feelings. But, you know, doing something about it is going to empower you. So start somewhere, create a space. I'm known to create spaces. My first space I created initiative, I was my beautiful people, you know, my beautiful people space, because I was missing, you know, seeing representation of Black and brown, you know, Black people, positive images of Black people. So I bought a camera and I started taking pictures, and that led me to connecting with a lot of people, and actually led me to opportunities where I exhibited my pictures at a Copenhagen Fashion Week, and, you know, partnered with Scandinavian Standard. You have to check them up. .com. They sort of, you know, if you're coming to Copenhagen, you don't know what's happening, they're the people to know, and, you know, they uplift whoever that needs uplifting, and I was one of them. And that experience of my beautiful people opened my world and gave me confidence, you know, like, oh yeah, if I am missing something and it's missing and I don't know how, I need to, you know, roll up my sleeves and do it. And it's not going to be beautiful, it's going to be ugly, there are going to be bumps, and I can tell you it hasn't been perfect with my beautiful people, But the more I did it, the more I could feel, I felt empowered, and I could see the results, why it was important for me and for others as well. And another space that I initiated was My Beautiful People Run. Out of My Beautiful People, I was missing a community of runners, walkers that could gather, run, be social, leave, and that space, as long as it existed, was a sacred space for me and for many other people, and also played a part in my healing when I went down with my stress, with burnout. That was a space where I look forward to going every Saturday to get out of the house and walk, because I couldn't run. I was advised not to run. I was like, I am going to, start that. And it was with, 3 women originally who just joined, and it ended up being more women, and children were coming and dads were coming. So do it. Don't wait. This is my advice. If there's something that you're missing in wellness that you feel is not accessible to you as a person, it can be all kinds of reasons. It could be your race, it could be your size, it could be your cultural background or whatever. Be the one who says, I'm going to do it. I am going to start. And I just saw on Instagram someone started a skipping group. She started by skipping alone, and all of a sudden there were people, like a group of people, and they were skipping together. And the joy of seeing that, it's just like, I want to join. I really wanted to join because I'm active. So my take, and what I would love to share with you today, is that if you are in a space where you feel frustrated or unseen or unrecognized, unacknowledged, not invited to the table of wellness as a wellness creator, coach, yoga teacher, dance teacher, runner, what have you, you feel that you are not invited because of, I don't know, you don't know the right people, you don't have a certain look, you don't fit the criteria. It's okay to start creating your own. And through creating your own, you're going to meet people who are going to love and enjoy and be inspired by what you do. And those are the people who are going to connect you. So this is my story. With me sitting here and having had the opportunities of teaching at Soho House, teaching at the 2 hospitals in Copenhagen, teaching the personnel of the hospitals, from nurses to doctors, to, teaching outdoor office, a group of youngsters who are making things happen. They meet each other once a week and run. It has been through me taking action, and that empowers me. Whether money is coming or not, it really doesn't matter. It will come. Eventually it will come. But I have to believe that what I do is important, and have to show that what I do, I love it and I enjoy it. And that will trickle down to people being inspired by my energy, by my attitude, by my outlook on life, So the advice that I'm sharing with you today about wellness is that if there's a book that you would love to read and it's not written yet, maybe you are the one to write it. If there's a wellness opportunity, wellness offer that can make your life more beautiful, wellness experience that you'd love to have access to, but it's not offered yet, maybe you are the one to initiate it and see where it goes. And that's going to improve your life in so many ways. And maybe you becoming and telling me, sharing. And if you already have had that experience, I would love to hear from you as well. How has your journey been from feeling frustrated and disempowered to where you are now? It's like, you know what, I am just going to take the matter in my own hands and do it. And I believe this is what I'm doing today by this video and sharing my experience and some of the tips and the knowledge, inside info on where to begin. Make it accessible. You deserve it as much as someone else. And it's going to make you feel amazing, whatever it is that you need, you are missing in your life right now, whether it's hiking, whether it's gathering for walks, whether it's paint and sip, whether it's, making small potluck gatherings where sharing of bread. Do it. And I am also going to follow my own advice and continue. So watch the space. I might be hosting a gathering of wellness where, in the name of wellness, we join as a community. For now, I have to love and leave you. So take care and I'll see you soon. Comment, like, share, suggest topics that you are missing within wellness that you think we should have. It can be challenges, it can be the lack of it. It can be anything that is centered around wellness and well-being. And, I'll be happy to engage with you. Thank you. Magwande.